Okay, we're back. First of all, I want to just thank anybody who's still sticking around. You know, this is the world of live stream. These things happen. Let's. I'm not going to let that derail me too much. So, to bring everybody up to speed, we used a word prompt generator. I got harsh sleeve, and I'm now going to do my darndest to create an original, unique character. I guess who goes by the name of Harsh Sleeve, and we're gonna focus on that. So as I usually do with a new character, I like to just start with that head shape. And being able to draw that circle quickly and easily is a great skill to have. So I do recommend anybody wanting to hone their character design skills, just really spend that time, create connected circles where the end of the circle connects with the start of the circle. So it's going to speed you up that much more to just get into the design. So Harsh Sleeve. Let's throw. Let's get some just some simple shapes there. I'm gonna get a simple nose shape. I wanna already be indicating some kind of an expression on this character as well. I don't enjoy drawing characters in just a static pose or a static expression. To me, that's not fun or interesting. Harsh Sleeve. He's probably going to need to be showing off that harsh sleeve of his. So I'm guessing we'll probably get an arm coming this way. And I'm just going to focus on simple shapes at this point, just to make sure we're getting what we need to be getting. Harsh Sleeve. If people are calling this guy Harsh Sleeve, he's probably not the softest individual. He's showing off that sleeve for us. That'll probably end up being a, end up being a fist over here. Not sure if I like the fist right up by the face though, but I'll explore that a little bit more. Looks like all the activity's gone in the chat now, so we'll wait and see if people found their way back. Just throwing some lines to kind of contour the volume of that neck. And I'm not gonna start noodling the actual tattoo design right now. I want to make sure that I'm getting good, decent shapes. It's probably got a bit of a scowl. Bit of an eye here. Maybe I'll send the eye direction up there, up to the right. Maybe to counter that, we'll we'll do something over there. Just going to define that nose shape just a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch this over to another layout here. He's not going to be a really toned guy. He's going to be like one of those power lifters who's just kind of, he's just achieved bulk, but not a lot of tone. Yeah, I don't mind the fist up there. Not loving how the fist is looking right now. So I think that'll need some work. I think we need to foreshorten the fist away from us more. So I'm just gonna do a simple indication of that hand kind of going away from us there. Again, just using very simple shapes right now. I might throw I think we're going to throw like probably a Hulk Hogan style bandana on this guy. So there's probably a knot back there. And there's probably some tassels going back there. Harsh sleeve. What a name. He's probably got one of these really heavy duty leather can't really call it a bracelet. It's not quite a bracelet. They usually have a few buckles and things on them as well, which I can flesh out more later on. Just get an idea that maybe we've got a buckle over there, and maybe we've got a buckle over here. So I'm making sure just to block that stuff in right now. Get a strap there. We'll get a strap here. And there might be some other funky stuff going on there as well. And there's probably some kind of, probably some bling in there. Harsh sleeve. I think the fun joke here will probably be that the sleeve doesn't contain any like harsh images at all. It's going to be like puppies and rainbows, things like that. In fact, what this guy probably is he probably goes around to children's hospitals and he brightens up their day because he's this, like, he's got a hard exterior, but he's actually got a heart of gold, and he puts on this persona so that he can be like this larger than life person. But actually what he does is he goes around to children's hospitals and other places like that. And he probably does some magic actually. That's what I'm thinking. He's actually not he's not harsh at all. He's actually sweet. So that's going to be my backstory for this guy. And then Harsh Sleeve, well, that's going to be like, that's just a stage name. And so let's make sure to kind of exaggerate his scowl a little bit more, just because, you know, it's all for show. This is almost like one of his publicity images here. And we want to get some I mean, pulling from the Hulk Hogan archetype was kind of a cheat almost, but I was just so stuck with what to do for a character called Harsh Sleeve. So I kind of went with a recognizable. I don't think archetype is the right word, but you know, a really recognizable figure to kind of get the ideas going. The proportions on him are a little bit off because the camera is at a bit of an angle, but that's more like what I'm looking at there. So if he looks a little squished, then that's the reason why. Okay, let's get a fun, you know, like a fun tough guy kind of oh yeah, let's actually do, he actually gets a little bit fancy with his beard trimming. Yeah, there we go. And probably here get a little bit of a Lane Staley little goatee. There we go. That's looking mighty harsh. Just imagine the phone calls. Excuse me, Mr. Sleeve. Is your schedule clear? Why, yes. What do you have in mind? That's quite the beard. I'm jealous. I can't grow any facial hair at all. But if I could, this would be my style right here. Okay. Yeah, once I finish putting down some of the basic shapes, I'm going to actually switch over to my brush pen here, which is one of my favorite tools. It's got a broad range of line widths available, just with some simple pressure adjustments. All right, Harsh Sleeve. gonna get a bit of cheek flesh bunching up in there. He's probably overdoing the sneer here again for publicity's sake. The kids probably love it when he puts on a big show. Let's go ahead and switch back to the full screen. There we go. Yeah, they probably love it when he puts on a big show. And let's see what's happening at the back here. We've probably got a bit of a mullet or something going on there, sticking out from the back. And let's see, to make this feel like a better sort of what do you call that? I think this is gonna have to because these things, I don't know, what is that? It's not a bandana. It's those things that Hulk Hogan wears. They kind of fold back on themselves and they get tied off there. I think I definitely want to get the fun shapes of the ties coming out the back there. So one of the things that I did, just coming up with a backstory for the character, it's just going to give more incentive to the choices and make them feel justified, because it's coming from the actual life of the character. They had a whole life before they came to exist on my page. At least that's the way that I like to think about it, just so that I can. Reminds me of the guy from Cowboy Bebop. He does a little bit, doesn't he? Yeah, that's a nice observation. We also learn a lot about our characters through their accoutrements, their costume, and their different elements that they wear. In the film industry, that stuff would be referred to as gack. You know, the earrings and the chains and the feathers and the whatever else is going on with that character. And actually, you know what? His arm sleeve is actually designed by the children. So he just gets anything tattooed as long as it's made by the kids. I like that. So, maybe one of the kids drew a dog. Now this is tricky. Now I have to try and draw something as if I'm a kid. Okay, we'll get a dog. There we go. There's a dog. And it's barking, and there's a little heart in the word bubble. So that's one of the things that he's got. And I do want it to still feel like a sleeve. So we'll kind of get some just sort of whimsical elements going on here. And let's definitely throw a rainbow in there, right about there. Just gonna make these simple little cloud shapes here. And maybe right around the elbow we can have I'm just going to go for a smiley face for now. And the dog is probably on a cloud too. And let's see. Oh well, yeah, there can be a cat, of course. It's hard to draw like you're a kid. Let's see. Put a little cat face on there. And the clouds are nice. I think the clouds are something that can render out really nicely. Because I do wanna switch and start throwing down lines and also tones and stuff. I think that's where this design is really going to come alive. I actually really like the concept now. Because some macho dude, just another macho dude. Yeah, it's not very interesting. We've kind of seen that a million times. But a macho dude who is using his macho persona for the greater good, that's a little more interesting. It's like, who is this person? Like, what was going on in their life? Like, why are they here doing this? What have they been through? Now it's like immediately you want to know more about that character. I mean, I'd be a lot more interested to find out more about a character like that than just some random tough guy number 8017. Let's see. Kind of see his muscle shirt over there. Harsh sleeve. Brightening the spirits of sick children. For how long's he probably been up to that? How long's he been putting on that show? There we go. Kind of like I'm feeling pretty good about the face structure, and I think we can use some more earrings there. Maybe we can even use a nostril ring. Let's not waste the opportunity to make sure we gackify this guy before we get on to the next phase of the drawing. I'm just gonna pause you for a sec while I grab some water. But yeah, I think it's a good time to move on to the next phase here. Let's go ahead and switch to another view. Maybe that one. There we go. All right, so at this point, I think I am gonna switch to there's my Pentel brush pen. Now these are really nice because you can see how fine that tip is. So if we control the pen, we can get super fine all the way to thick broad strokes. So this is a super fun tool. Just gonna come in here and start putting some ink down for those forms. It's got quite the scowl. It's a practiced scowl. Let's go ahead and just do a simple indication for those brows. Kind of fan them out. More interesting. And there might be things I notice as I'm inking. So you may notice me either putting brand new lines, or I may be deviating here and there. And if you've watched any of my previous streams, then you've probably already heard me say this, but I don't want to be tied to an idea just because that's the way I drew it one time. I want to keep plussing the drawing each step of the way. So you can kind of tell there's a kindness behind those eyes. And you can kind of tell that the scowl is a practiced scowl. That's what I really love there with the brush pen, is being able to have a range right in. All with the same tool. I don't want to go like for solid lines on the hair because I want it to feel like hair. Come down the side for the hairline there. Keeping the ear really simple. I'm not really worried about it being like actual anatomy of like a real ear. Yeah. And There we go. That face is starting to reveal itself. And here is where I want to make sure we get this feeling like there's a few folds there. Now I feel that I'm starting to loosen up. Here I just want to go nice and simple. Counter the kind of the feathering of the lines on the opposite side. Not every line has to connect. There we go. Get those tassels coming out the back. And I want to keep the volumes a bit more vague. Like I don't want to go in and define every little bump and every little bit of the anatomy of like the muscles and stuff. I'm going to let some of that come out in the shading. But yeah, I think another thing that can help with the artist block is just coming up with that backstory for your character. You know, that they had a whole life before they chose to show up on the page. And you know, that can lead to some nice discoveries. Over at the edge of the page here, which is always tricky, but I'll kind of prop. Use my pinky and kind of prop up on the table surface. There we go. And let's throw some lines down these little buckles. Put a little variation on that little thickness, maybe a bit of a shadow just to lift that. And that'll go around the back side. There's a little bar under there where it's lifted. There's probably be a latch in there too. There we go. Just make that feel like it works. I'm going to go ahead and get the latch on that one as well. So the important thing is to not go in and start noodling little details right away. Otherwise, what will usually end up happening is you'll get some details noodled and maybe you'll feel happy about them. But if you take a step back and look at those in the grand scheme, it's not all going to feel like one cohesive, connected thing. Let's see, I'm just going to go and we're going to have a little bit of like the leather overlapping itself right there. I've got a bit of a tangent down here because I wasn't fully intending on it, but that's okay. We got our pal Harsh sleeve here, almost. I'm just going to add some kind of chunkiness to that fist shape. Other side as well. Just make sure to get some fat in there. Make the hand feel a bit more robust. And oh yeah, the sleeve, of course. So I'll use a gentler touch for those. Here's the little smiley face. Actually, I'm going to do it like this, just so it's not like the Watchmen smiley face. And probably that's a little sun down there is what that is. Because now that I have that backstory for my character here, I can start making little creative design calls like that fit in with who they are as an individual, which that's something I always try to do with each drawing, is to imagine who this person is. Yeah, drawing like you're a kid is tough. It's hard to like just go full devil may care. Like kids don't even care if things like here, those paws and some claws. There we go. That felt more kid-like. Arf, arf. Got the little heart in there. Few more. Clouds are great. Clouds are great for filling up space. They're just, they take up a lot of room. Doesn't really matter if they make sense or not. There's our little cat. Meow. Up there on the shoulder. Whiskers. Again, kids, like, for me, I would want to make sure that each of those whiskers is radiating out from a central point, but I've watched my kids draw whiskers. They don't care. They just put the whiskers wherever they feel like it. Okay. Here's Harsh Sleeve, entertainer to sick children. We can throw in a few tones. For that, I'll probably go. I've got a few options of things that I like to use here. I've got a couple of different. I've got a couple brush pens of differing darkness, and then I have, this is just purely a water pen, which is really nice with a watercolor set. This is just a cheap dollar store thing. But it might be nice just to put a little bit of color into our friend here. So let me just put those over to the side. And these are really nice for traveling, you know, if you're on the go as well. It just keeps some water in the reservoir. You just squeeze it to get it down into the brush area. And then you can load it up with your watercolors. I've got a little bit of excess moisture in there, so let's just take care of that. I'm going to start with some blues, I think. Just to start getting an indication of some of those cloud forms. And again, remember, all of this came off of one word prompt. I had no idea what direction this stream was going to go in terms of what the prompt was going to be or what the character was going to be. So just a little bit of thought off a couple of random words can really lead you into some fun, unexpected territory. Let's switch back to the full one. That will be this one here. There we go, just to get that up nice and big on the screen there. Probably a lot of people are watching on their phones. And those are not the biggest screens in the world. I also like to not really buy super expensive sketchbooks, because then the stakes feel like they're a little bit lower. You don't feel like you know, oh, I can't mess up. Hey Demos, welcome to the stream. I've been designing an original character tonight based on a random word prompt. So I used a website called megapencil.co. They have a word generator on there. The prompt that I got was Harsh Sleeve. So I'm designing a character who goes by the name of Harsh Sleeve. He seems like a tough individual, like a tough cookie on the outside. But my backstory for this character is that actually, pardon me, he's a children's entertainer. And this is just his sort of his stage persona, if you will. just throw. You can see how handy this little brush pen can be. You just pack one of these in your bag when you're out and about. Keep a little simple palette of watercolors nearby, and immediately you can add a lot more visual appeal to a sketch, even if you're out and about and you don't have access to running water. Just gives you that option. Okay. Oh, you know what? I missed a few clouds up there on the shoulder. We've got a few clouds up here that are just framing that little cat. There we go. That cat was probably drawn by little Timmy. So we don't want to forget that. But yeah, every time I sit down to draw a character, I try to give them a personality trait, or try to think about, I may not always vocalize it like I'm doing here for the sake of the stream, but I will always try to think about who that character is, because again, it informs a great deal about where that design could go, should go, and kind of just lets the design kind of make itself, and you're just kind of there along for the ride, which is kind of neat when that happens. Okay, I think maybe we can throw some just going to throw in a little touch of purple in a couple areas as well, just to break up the cloud formations and just to let them pop a little bit. So there's some up there. Throw some in down here. Go in between the puppy's legs there. And maybe just a little down here around the sun. And if I throw some purple in there around the sun, then that'll be nice, because I'll make the sun pop with a little yellow. Hopefully the yellow's not too dirty. We'll see. See if that yellow even shows up. I have to load that up a little bit. It's a little dirty, but we're getting some. We're getting a hint of it. Bandana color up on his head. We got a lot of blues. We got a lot of purples. I want to balance that with maybe we can go a bit orange or a bit yellow up there, or maybe actually it's nice to stay a little bit in the same color space there. Enjoying it as a family. I love reading that. That's so cool. And one of my favorite families out there too. You guys rock. I'm really happy to hear that. I remember when I was growing up, I got a lot of support from my family to pursue what I was passionate about. I've been pretty much drawing since as early as I could hold a pencil. So I really value that a lot, that I was given room to just kind of do my thing. My parents, I guess they recognized that I wasn't really getting bored of this. So, well, may as well support him in this. Get him some I got art tables over the years, and I got lots of art supplies over the years, which I made good use of. Yeah, there we go. Now let's take care of that beard a little bit. So let's go for some of these browns. We do need to get some of those natural colors in there. And I really wanted to switch to the traditional media tonight because I was doing some research on YouTube, and even myself as a viewer, I just found that the channels where people were showing their actual hands, and we get to see the actual media and what's happening behind the brush strokes and the thought, and there's more of a human element as well, which I thought was really, really cool. So I wanted to go this route tonight. And, we had a small hiccup at the beginning, but overall, I'm feeling like I like this much better than drawing digitally for the stream. It's also nice too because I'm on a computer pretty much all day, so this gives me a chance to do something a little bit different. My brush is getting a bit dirty here, so I might have to just I didn't come prepared with a cleaning pad, so that's okay. We'll just work with that. Now, oh yeah, he's got that leather. I think we can get some reds in there a little bit. Ooh, yeah, that one came out nice. I'm curious how the audio levels are sounding as well. I'm monitoring, and it sounds pretty good in the headphones, but I'm just curious if my voice is coming through well in the stream as well. So if anybody wants to just let me know in the live chat, I'd appreciate that. It sounds pretty good. Okay, cool. The transitions are a bit loud. Okay, that's good to know. I think I can probably tweak those. Yeah. I'll look into that for the next one. Appreciate the feedback. Thanks. What I could also probably do is I can probably just disconnect the audio for those transitions. Those are just free transitions that I downloaded, by the way. I didn't make those. I'll put some information about those when I get around to when I update the description for the stream. Let's quickly skin tone. Skin tone's always tricky because it's like Do we go? Yeah. Actually, that works fine. Let's just do that. You can see I'm not really focusing much on brush technique here. Just kind of spreading that color around as much as I can. I mean, a guy like this probably spends a fair bit of time out in the sun, right? Probably operates a food truck. And he probably lives in California. Or Tofino. I bet this guy lives in Tofino. And he keeps all of his supplies in a motorhome, and he just drives around to where he needs to be with all of his supplies. Good job from Isaiah. Thanks, buddy. I feel like compliments from kids are like the best compliments. Because kids, just call it like it is. I'm running out of water here in my water brush. I don't know if I have enough left to finish. Ah! Desperation kicks in. Let's see. Well, at least I got the major things done there. Wow, that was super fun. I enjoyed that. So yeah, the website I used for the prompt is just megapencil.co, it looks like, and then yeah, you can navigate and find the prompt from there. So there it is. We did a harsh sleeve tonight, or this way. We did a harsh sleeve, and there's our original character, harsh sleeve, entertainer to sick children all up and down the West Coast. And let me just throw a quick "2023." There we go. Technical challenges overcome, and I'm glad I was able to deliver. So let me just do one quick last thing. I just want to go back to a face cam before I sign off here. So I hear the transitions were a bit on the loud side, so my apologies. There we go. Okay. Well, thanks again, everybody who tuned in and kind of joined me for that little experiment in using the prompt words to make an original character. So, like I said, there's a lot of different ways that a person can go about combating artist block. This is just one possible avenue. But feel free, to add that to your toolkit as an artist. And I had a lot of fun. And so I will see everybody in the next live stream next week. Okay, thanks a lot, and peace out.